This video shows you the new money-saving method of making umbili that is giving excellent results as per Dr. Khader. Please watch it carefully in its entirety because it will show you the method, the benefits, as well as the common mistakes that many are making in its preparation and consumption. The first step is buying the right quality of millets. We need hulled millets like the ones shown here, with only the outermost inedible layer removed. They should certainly not be pearled millets because it has no fiber and we need the fiber to help in the growth of microbiomes. They should preferably not be parboiled because parboiling is often not done in the right way using chemicals and ends up adding impurities to the millets. In this method, we have to take only about 5 grams or 1 spoon of the small millets. Sift and clean it, and this is enough for 2 people and to enable microbial growth. Now it's time to wash the grains. Shake it so the dirt comes to the top and it can be poured out. Do this 2 or 3 times. Don't throw this water. Give it to your plants instead and you'll see how amazingly they will grow. Now it's time to soak the millets. Take 500 milliliters of water for the 5 grams of millets you've taken and soak in the entire quantity. Soaking is very important because it makes the millets easy to eat and digest. The fiber of small millets is mature and complex and is called lignans. They are found in the highest amounts in these grains. They are the reason fermented small millets offer a very rich probiotics profile. Now leave the millets to soak for 6 to 8 hours. Now it's time to cook. You can use either a clay pot or a steel vessel to cook the millets. Very soon you will see that the millets will start boiling. You will see some froth forming. If you wish, you can take it out. But it is not necessary. There is very little phytic acid in small millets. The soaking and the fermentation process takes out the phytic acid, so nutrient absorption is not a concern. After the millets come to a boil, just simmer for 10 more minutes on medium heat. This method of making umbili is very quick. After 10 minutes, turn off the heat. Now keep the pot in a place where it can cool down, meaning it should be warm but not hot. After it has become less hot, now it's time to cover it with a cotton cloth. If you have cooked the millets in a steel vessel, it is now time to transfer it into a clay pot. Let us now take a pause and understand why a clay pot and the cotton muslin cloth are key to the process of making fermented millets. The clay pot is porous and so is the cotton cloth. Both allow the passage of air through it. So this ensures that the microbes working on the millets are working in an oxygen-rich environment. And this kind of fermentation is called aerobic fermentation. Because oxygen is being used by the microbes present in the air, this is a much energy efficient pathway. There is faster microbial growth and better utilization of the grains that are being used to make umbili. That is why we can start with a much smaller amount in the first place. Curd is made from milk in oxygen-free environment in an anaerobic fermentation process. This process of fermentation yields fewer species of beneficial bacteria, but because of the fiber of the small millets, Dr. Khader says many thousands of beneficial species of bacteria are produced. The benefits we seek from other fermented foods, we can get them all from the huge diversity of probiotics found in umbili. The time of fermentation will depend upon how hot it is, so on your geographical location, so anywhere from 5 to 12 hours. After 5, 10 or 12 hours, open the lid, the cotton cloth, stir and pour out the umbili. Flush into your body a variety of helpful gut microbes. Now let's understand quickly what these gut microbes are, why we need them. Our gut is the area between the stomach and the rectum. This is home to trillions of microorganisms called gut microbiota. They include thousands of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microorganisms. And most of them live in the colon or the large intestine. When good gut microbiota are present, our body functions well and we remain healthy. They keep our immunity strong. We can ward off communicable and non-communicable diseases. Our digestive system works well. Without them, nutrition means nothing because they help in the breakdown, absorption, and assimilation of nutrients from the food we eat. They remove toxins, which is equally important as taking in nutrients. They keep the body in balance, and these are the actions that prevent disease. We can even process gluten. They live in a symbiotic relation in our living cells and can sense our needs and manufacture key materials for us, including vitamins, amino acids, the building blocks of protein, and other protective nutrients. The gut is connected to our brain through the vagus nerve, so they help our brain to function well. They regulate our mood and keep us happy. They help build our gut lining and keep leaky gut issues away. So what kills the beneficial gut microbiota? Some of them include stress, pharmaceutical drugs, packaged foods, industrial meat, GMO foods, and high amount of glucose in the body. While we need to have 2.2 kgs of beneficial microbiota in our gut, all we have today is around 1 kg or less. We change this when we drink fermented millets or umbili. Having umbili and small millets replaces the beneficial gut microbiota that we have lost. Having this watery, drinkable umbili is important because the pyloric sphincter opens when we drink fluids and the microbes don't linger in the stomach and get destroyed by the stomach acid. The microbes in the watery medium pass quickly to where they should be, in our intestine. That is why having umbili with food or as a smoothie is a mistake. The food holds up the microbes in the stomach until it is digested. In this time, many beneficial microbes get killed by the stomach acid. Now let's do the economics of taking umbili. If one person needs 2 grams of small millets for umbili daily, we need 1 kilogram for 500 children in a school. The monthly cost incurred in the process is Rs 150 times 30, which is equal to Rs 4,500. The cost per child amounts to 9 rupees. Adding labor cost of 11 rupees, the monthly cost becomes 20 rupees per child. With this mere amount, you get the best gut health ever in 30 days. Village after village, country after country can be transformed with 10 kilograms per day for 5,000 people at a cost of only 1,500 rupees per day. That is why umbili is considered as the gateway to human health, the pathway to saving humanity, skyrocketing healthcare expenditures, and if small millets are grown in every region as they were in the past, it can save the planet itself. So hey, have fermented millets.